Hello everyone and welcome to another draft of Murders at Karlov Manor. Intrude on the Mind is going to be the first pick. I don't even have a playset of these, so it's going to be great for set completion to pick a mythic rare. It is the best card in the pack. It is just insanely strong card. You get cards and a flyer, and I mean, you can read the text if you don't know already what it does, and then you can agree with me that yes, it is a really strong card. The other options in this pack is like a hard-hitting question, crime stopper sprite, inside source, which are not the greatest first picks, but wouldn't be embarrassing. But this is a fantastic quality card that I'm happy to have here. All right, here there's one of my favorite cards, the Slimy Dual Leech. I have seen this go late often, of course, mostly because black is the least drafted color usually. It's considered the weakest color in the set. Now, I have a decision to make here. There's a Galvanize, which I think I would take based on power level alone, but I could take the Furtive Courier because it would, stay blue, and I definitely want to be main color blue. This is a double caster, so not splashable really. But there's also Gadget Technician. Someone would even take this over, but I like this cheap removal enough. I'm taking it, even though it's possible I have to end up in blue-black because black will be open. It so often is. Okay, but this is an easy pick. Now that I took a Galvanize after the Intrude on the Mind, I can take the Technician, which is actually totally fine to play in blue decks that don't have red or red decks that don't have blue, but it's fantastic when you have the option to play it as a 4-mana. 4-mana creature. It's just 4/3 worth of stats spread between two creatures. You get even a little bit of evasion there, so it's an easy pick here. Can I continue blue-red here? Now, as I said, black is often open here. I can take the Out Cold. It's a totally reasonable card. I'm taking it here, but there's a Slice from the Shadows. There's the Clandestine Meddler. These are good cards, but I'm ending up drafting black in so many of my drafts because I of course want to draft the open colors, but it starts to get a little bit boring. I do like the black cards. I don't mind drafting black, but I don't want to do it all the time. So I hope I can make this work. But there's no red card in here. I might have to abandon red, but let's take the Out Cold now because I definitely don't want to abandon the Intrude on the Mind. Alright, there's a Fuss and Bother. The Bother is really good. It is 6 mana, of course. You could just take the Crime Stopper Sprite, but this is a blue 6-drop. I would be happy playing even when I don't have access to the Fuss spell at all. I like the Sprite more than the Detonation or the Setback, but I think I'll take the Thopters here. And if I do get to play either white or red, I have option to play the cheaper card too. Alright, I'm happy about having the Exit Specialist. That's a really nice card here. And another Exit Specialist. There's also a case of the Filched Falcon. Also to be noted, black isn't open here actually. Neither is green, which is good because I kind of want to try to be blue-red here. I'll take this. I don't know how many artifacts I will end up having. This is not a bad card, but I think the Specialist is just better here. And I think it's better in most decks, but if you really have the kind of artifact support for the case, that can be a pick. You will be making over the Specialist in maybe some decks. Criminologist. Demand answers. The Lamassu isn't even that great, so I'm not taking that. The Conundrum, a little bit too cute. It's very hard to make it work. There's not that much self-mill that you could actually make this into a 10/10 flyer, but I'll just take the Demand Answers. I don't want to take the 5-mana cards. This is a card you can play. Alright, I'll take the Sprite now. I will at least be playing blue, so the Intrude on the Mind, I won't be wasting this pick. I will be able to use this card in my deck, but I don't know about the red yet. I could relegate red to a splash status if I get like another Galvanize or something, or I can, just be blue-red if I get the cards in pack 2. Or I can abandon it altogether. Alright, I get the courier now. I don't know how much artifacts I'm gonna get, but this loot's on attack. It's not bad. The public thoroughfare would be nice if I'm gonna consider some kind of splash, but I think I'll take the 3-drop now. It's not a bad ability to loot on attack, and sometimes this could be unblocked. Of course, I have already an out code, which will create me an artifact that is easy to sack, but we'll see how much else I'm gonna get. Clues. Okay, well, no more lies. This is really sweet because I could easily be white-blue here. That would also give me access to fuss. So pack 2 will definitely dictate what I'm gonna have here. Show and tell. Okay. Jeez, there's a 10th district hero. I hate it. I mean, I like this pack a lot because there's a mythic rare I would like to redraft, but there's also a high quality card I'm gonna pick, and I'm gonna take this. This is too good to pass up. It's just that these special shit mythics, they are so rare that I would just win a mythic wild card had I taken this right now. This is of course quite bad and limited, so if all the other drafters in the table are like hardcore, they just want to draft a winning deck, maybe this comes back to me at pick 9, but this is also playable in like Timeless and whatever, so I don't expect it to come back. But 10th District Hero, such a good rare, and I got the No More Lies already. And there's a double gang. Okay, things are changing. There's a Gleaming Gedrick too. Well, there's no white card I'm gonna take. There's no blue card I'm gonna take. Yeah, the Candlestick or the Exit or this thing. They are not really as good as Double Gang or the Gedrick. I do have better support for the Gedrick, so I'm gonna take that. Maybe I was supposed to take the Show and Tell after all. But there's still a possibility that I get past more good white and I will be white-blue. But I'm going to take the Gedrick over this now. Because this is... I already have the support for the Gedrick and other red cards too. Well, mostly one other red card, but still. I guess this is also a red card. You know, the fuss part of this. If I'm not playing white, this will be a red card. Alright, well this pack is sweet. Well, first of all, there's no white, so now I'm kinda regretting not taking the mythic rare wild card, aka Show and Tell. But yeah, there's the Sharp-Eyed Rookie, very nice card. I'm not gonna take it though, there's a Shock. Also the Long Goodbye would be a good black card. Both of these are better than the Shock, but since I have this set of cards, I'm gonna take the Shock. And I'm really hoping that I see a pick 9 Show and Tell. But I don't expect that to happen. I'm gonna cut the 10th District Hero now, because it doesn't really seem like that the white version of the deck is gonna happen. Well, the blue-red is the correct combination to be in. There are a couple of nice black cards to 3. Drag the Canalois. I would take that even over the Long Goodbye, I think. If I was blue-black. But here I will take the Galvanize over the Person of Interest. Look at all these Drag the Canals. Well, all these too, but this is a really nice card. Very good payoff for being blue and black, but I'm taking of course the Crime Stopper Sprite here. It's really not much to think about that. There's the 5 mana red creature, but I'd rather take the evasive 3-drop. Another Furtive Courier. There's possibility to take one of these 2-drops, but I think I have kind of enough 2-drops here. I'm gonna take the Looter, the Accusation, or even the scene of the crime could be considered. I think I'll still take these. You could even consider the Crocodile, but I'm not taking the Striders. I just take these Looter, and I have now what 1, 2 cards that make a clue token. I might pick up more, and then I have this pack. I don't think I'm gonna play anything here. I don't want to play because I have a Behind the Mask here already. I have a demand answers already. I'm not gonna play 2 copies of either of those. So I'll take the uncommon I haven't collected as a playset yet. Scapegoat, Conundrum. Well, I'm not taking the Conundrum. Hellion is decent-ish, but maybe I don't need this. I'll take the Scapegoat. Let's be a little bit aggressive. Actually, it wouldn't be a bad idea to give like a furtive courier a, make it suspected. And here I see now another copy of a Behind the Mask again. I'll just take an uncommon. I'm not playing that mask or the magnifying glass. Although also I did not get my show and tell, which is a shame because I didn't end up playing this case. Sorry, the hero here. 20 gems or candlestick. I guess I'll take a candlestick because it is a clue and it's like slightly synergized with my deck. And I can equip a frantic scapegoat or the Giedrek or some small creatures with the +1/+1. It's maybe not the worst. Just uncommon here and an uncommon here, which you could play. It's a 2/5 hexproof, but not in the main deck. Alright, there's some mythic rare I could take. Versus like an exit specialist number 3. I mean, it's good, but maybe I don't need a third one. Reasonable doubt, offender at large. These are not really that important. Now, if the mythic rare wasn't here, I would take the third copy of the specialist, but now I'm taking the mythic rare for my collection.
I can get rid of anything, living or dead.
And here is pull, but I don't have access to push. It makes this card a lot worse. Pull can sometimes win the game, but you really need to have the 2-mana option besides it. Case of the Crimson Pulse. I guess I could play this. I don't have such an expensive mana curve here that I could see being able to empty my hand. But the convenient target could also be played. I have only just so few creatures though that maybe I'm not supposed to do that. I'm taking this. I kind of like it. This can give you a lot of extra cards. Alright, Technician, that's going to be the easy pick here. There's no real question about it. Yep. And this is like a third long goodbye I see in the draft. Also pretty late case of the Gateway Express there. Am I going to take the Deduce or the Felonious Rage? I don't think the 6-drop is what I want. I haven't played this at all, but I think a 6 mana 4/4 is just too much, even though it has the bounce. There's also Novice Inspector, but I think I'll take the Deduce. I have some synergy for the clues. I'm getting all the exit specialists here. This pack is really good, of course. There's the Researcher too, which is nice, but I'm taking the Technician. It is a really, really good card. And here there's a Magmaw. Well, that is actually not a bad one. There's also the Concealed Weapon, which I do like. But Magmaw can do some nice stuff. I'm actually doing it over the Concealed Weapon. It is a 5 mana 4/4, but this can be threatening. I'm doing this. I don't know how smart that is, but you can just threaten winning the game with this. If you have a bunch of permanents, non-land permanents. You have 5 mana, 5 permanents, that's 5 damage to face. Alright, am I gonna take another Bother or a Granite Witness here? How greedy am I gonna be? I'm greedy, I'll take another. I do have access to the 3 mana spell, so that's actually nice. Here I think I'll take the Eliminate the Impossible over the Chases On. Yes. And here I could take the Reasonable Doubt. But maybe I'll take the Offender, or am I would prefer a creature though. The knife is not interesting. I'll take the creature. I have a lot of expensive things, but I guess I don't have to play these 6 mana spells. I can try to be an aggressor, attack with 3 creatures, each of them picking a counter, maybe win some combats I wasn't otherwise going to win. Yeah. Alright, here I'll just take the Automaton. I think I will be cutting the candlestick after all. I have a few cuts to make. Demand transfers will be the easiest cut actually. I'm pretty sure of that. I have one dead use. I doubt I'm gonna need another one. I don't necessarily care about the exit. I have a couple of exit specialists, so I'm taking the uncommon. I'm not playing those cards really. I got an option for the 6 drop for some sideboard cases maybe. Okay, the researcher I'm gonna play though. 26. Offender is a 3 drop. These I would prefer to have as 4 drops, so I'll leave it them there. Candlestick, that is an easy cut. Deduce would be an easy cut, but I do like that it creates me the clue for the gear drake and for the couriers in here. The case of the Crimson Pulse, I'm not sure. I am not sure about it now. How many creatures this is? 15. Maybe I don't just need the offender. I have a lot of 3 drops and I prefer them over the offender. And I have a couple of 5 drops here and a couple of 6 drops in here. So I could see cutting the offender, but then there's still a cut to be made. I am going to place 17 lands here because I do have these 6 drops and I have a couple of ways to loot away cards. I kind of want to empty my hand with this thing. Because you can't solve this otherwise. So having lands allows you to empty your hand. And yeah, how about the scapegoat? Maybe it's just not what I need. I do like the Magmore here. I have this that makes 2 permanents that are not lands. This makes 3 non-land permanents. The Magmore can be really actually effective here. I think, yeah, I do have a lack of 2 drops. So I'm going to play the exit specialists as a 2 drop quite often, but it's fine to me. I just like the 2 drops that have utility later in the game. So a 2 mana 2/1 isn't the worst thing to do on turn 2. But the problem with 2 mana 2/1s is that when you draw them on turn 8, they are not very they are not going to affect the board very much. But these things of course will. At 5 mana they get to bounce something and so on. So if I cut the scapegoat, that would be 13 creatures. Maybe I need my creatures to be able to block rather than attack. Scapegoat can be a counter from the fuss though. The more creatures you have that you can attack with, the better the fuss part of the spell becomes. I do like it quite a bit, but I guess the choice may be just ease between Deduce and the Scapegoat, because I will be playing 17 lands. And yes, you could even consider not playing this in the main deck and save it for the kind of matchups where you have time to solve this and then get the cards. But I think it's good enough to play in the main deck. So. I'm going to cut the scapegoat because the Deduce synergizes with the Gear Drake, with the Couriers. And anything else? Well, I suppose with the Magmore too, you can sack clues to this thing as well. So yeah, that's that. And this is now 17, 11, and no mana fixing of any kind. So 9-8 is the suggestion, which I think is going to be the choice for me too. Yeah, 10-7 is the other option, but I want to have access to Galvanize, Shock, and the Gear Drake early in the game. The rest of the stuff is not gonna require red though, so I guess this could be 10-7. But I don't really have double blue here, the Intruder on the Mind being the only one. The Bother of course is 2, but at 6 lands I probably will be able to have 2 islands. Yes, this is going to be the deck. Okay, on the play, that's a decent hand. I don't know about the specialist. Let's see what I draw as my turn to draw. Oh, this could indicate a shock, by the way. Okay, no, it's a mask maker. Alright, well, the specialist is quite bad against the mask maker. I don't like the fact they're gonna get a disguise creature, which I cannot kill with the galvanize. Yeah, okay. He's gonna trade with the disguise creature, actually. Because on the next turn I can play then the technician, and turn 4 I will have galvanize and this turning face up possibility. Well, things are a little bit different now that I can just play this and then on the next turn the technician. Yeah, so let's do that. I'll tap this, it will be countered. The ability, I mean. No attacks, I will be trying to block this thing. I do hope they don't have a swamp here, because that would mean this could be the 1/4 flyer, and then blocking with the specialist is bad. What else can it be? Okay, well, I don't have to worry about that, they didn't attack. Why would they attack? Play this thing first, and they really didn't want me to trade here. What? I don't understand at all. I'm not going to use the shock on that. I will attack for 2, play the technician. The technician makes the mask maker unable to attack unless they, kill the technician, and if they kill it, then at least I still have my Thopter. This is a sweet card. Totally. Okay, be my guest. They're gonna use some kind of a trick here, but then they use a trick. Case of the Gorgon's Kiss. Or 2 face down creatures. That's another. Yeah, okay, they wanted to sack this to get the mana advantage. Alright, now the Fuzz is actually going to be the thing. Oh, this is sweet. Attack with everything, play Fuzz. Unless they don't block at all. In which case, I think I'm going to shock one of them. It costs 3 mana. It is kind of tempting to actually galvanize one of them. Or maybe I just out-cold them. This can't be countered, I can use it against the ward creatures. That is the best use of mana, I guess. I can leave the galvanize for another turn. Although... Well, I don't know. If they have a 3 crit, if they had only 2, that would be easy. But maybe I want to... Shock can also go to face, so I'm actually not going to use a shock. It's between the galvanize, which I would do now before they get to untap, or out cold on their turn. Okay, I'm gonna use out cold now. Before they attack, I'm not taking 6 for fun. So they played this before these. Okay, they are gonna have a technician there. Okay, I guess I do like that they show it. So now what I can do is I can out cold these guys. And I can shock the technician. And then use my Fuzz/Bother here. If they try to trade with my Thopter token, that is. I think I'm gonna use Fuzz. Oh, they don't even... What were these? Offender at Large. Offender at Large and Shady Informant. They did not want to see how the game goes. Interesting. I mean, they can trade with the 1-1, take 5, go to 7, have removal on here. This is just a ground guy. Well, okay, Mask Maker. Well, let's see if they have a turn 1 Mask Maker. If they don't, it's a lot worse in that case. Anything I want to change based on what I saw there? I don't think I really want to. I don't need a big creature. I don't need a 1-1. Siding this in would be okay in the matchups where I see a couple of X1s, like a sanitation automatons or stuff like that. But I did not see such things here, so I'm not going to use the 1-1. Okay, I guess I'll keep it. Turn 3 technician, and then if I'm lucky I get something to do before that. I'm not gonna use the... Okay, well that is something I can do. It doesn't affect the board, but it is something to do on turn 2. So no Mask Maker this time. Okay, not any kind of a 2-drop. Not any kind of a 3, not even a disguise creature. What's going on? Alright, I'm going to play the exit specialist here because I just can't play the technician on the next turn. But they are not doing much here. I guess they can have a shock, which is actually something I wouldn't care about too much. Runebrand Juggler, alright. At 5 mana they can sack to keep. Okay, they actually chose to they chose to not make it suspected. Okay, well I have of course a couple of options in here now. I think it's quite valuable to leave the bouncer here, so I'm gonna use the Eliminated Impossible. This is a 2-for-1. This is, you know, not so efficient mana usage, but I can crack the clue at least. And of course if they have something now, I can still, you know, bounce the Juggler. Or you even use the Galvanize, but I'd rather just get value this way. Oh, what the heck, The opponent was making a mistake and I didn't realize it. The Death Touch doesn't do anything when they have a 0 power. I didn't even think that they made a mistake there. Fine. Be that way. Let's be foolish. I had no reason to use the Eliminate Impossible. I mean the bounce effect there, but this is fine. Now that I'm gonna use this, I mean the 5 mana here anyway, I'm just going to play it face down. There's no point playing it as a 4 mana creature because I just gonna turn it face up anyway. Okay, that thing is annoying. I get 3 tokens on the next turn though. I can deal 5 with Galvanize. Okay, that is good too, but I can definitely play my Bother here now. I can take the 5 here. I will discard to draw 2. I mean, I'm not even sure if I need the case here. I'm quite close to... Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to actually draw the mountain as well, because next turn I can do the Crime Stopper and then out cold if I want to. I mean, if they play like 2 other creatures. If they don't, I'm still in a very good shape. Okay, I'm gonna discard 2 now. Alright, so... Now I'm very happy I got the case here. I'm gonna solve it. Crime Stopper or Out Cold. I like the Crime Stopper a little bit more, and I think the Galvanize is not the card to keep here, even though with the clues I can make it deal 5, but I'd rather have the Sprite here. And actually I can do... I won't necessarily play the mountain now, because I want to discard that for the Oh, wait a minute. What this says? When this enters, discard a card, then draw 2. Ah, you don't have to discard. What did they do? They killed my technician. Okay. So let's make sure I read it correctly. Because of course, quite often they discard a card, then draw 2. You know, they make you discard the card in order to draw the 2. But this says, when this enters, discard a card, then draw 2. So this doesn't say that if you do discard, draw 2. I can just use this with empty hand. What does that mean? Well, I'm definitely playing the mountain. But I'm still actually not getting the... I would need 8 mana to do them both. Because in order to draw this right now, I would have to use 2 mana. I mean, let's just do this. I'm most likely winning here unless they have a mass removal effect. Black has a rat here in this set. But I guess I'll just do this and this is 9 evidence. Let's get rid of this. I get 2 poison here. And then I can draw a couple of cards with my 4 mana. Okay, they can kill the sprite, but I can even jump block this guy if I need to. Let's see if they still have a... Okay, they didn't. So I'm kind of wasting my mana if I don't use this, but I could just play this on the next turn and then draw 2. Okay, I think I'm still doing this. I don't have to solve this immediately even. Because I might draw something expensive that makes it so that I can't, you know, play all my cards, but I might just have, you know, a couple of lands after this one. Okay, so they do seem to have some kind of an instant, but I mean, if they kill one of my 1/1s, or if they have to... No, they... Well, okay, I don't know what's happening. Why are they, you know, in their own end step wasting time? This makes no sense. There is no card they would want to cast now. Okay, Magmo, this is exactly the kind of thing I thought might happen. Do I want to leave a blocker because I can block and ping their face? Also, I actually have mana to play both of these things, so I won't have mana for pinging. I'll take 5 from the interrogators then. I won't be solving it, because I will have cards in my hand, but I get to just draw 2 fresh cards in here. They have a murder here. Okay, that's fine. 2 cards, and I go to 10 here. Oh, am I gonna ever solve this? I guess I can solve it because I can do this thing on... Well, you have to discard... Okay, these actually are not very good synergy, but let's not worry about it. Alright, they actually concede because they drew a land, and they didn't... Maybe they knew they have nothing against the flyers, and I just drew 2 cards, and I'm in a very good shape in general. On the play, that's nice. I can play 2, 3, something. Okay, they mull to 5, right. Well, that's... With the hand I have here, I shouldn't have too much trouble. They need some kind of a bomb rare here, maybe, to have a good chance. I'm pretty sure I'm playing this as a 2-1 here. It can be made into 3-2 after all with the fusion. Maybe if they had like some kind of 1-drop, then this would not make sense. But I have no rush doing the dead use thing. I can play this face down on the next turn. On turn 4 I can turn it face up and deduce and so on. Okay, I will trade with the bystander, I think. I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna waste a shock on that. But I was considering I could use a shock on the bystander and then play a deduce end of their turn, and then on the next turn I already have the lands. I could play the technician. But if they block here after Malin getting to 5, it's fine because trading resources is kind of annoying when you are down cards. For them, for me it's good. Okay, so that I think I am going to now shock. I could use the fuss here also to save this guy. But I'm gonna use the shock on that now. Also, if I use the fuss, they actually would have gotten a clue. That's not so great then. Okay, they can kill my 1/1 for free. Now, if I draw a land here... yeah, okay, let's deduce first. I can play the courier regardless. Okay, so now this is actually different. I'm not offering the trade yet, because I might go for the fuss here. But of course, if I draw land, it's very tempting to just play the... But this thing, has actually reach, so I'm gonna offer the trade in the case that I end up using the bother. Breakout, so this is actually a card I haven't seen that often because it's not that great. So they look at top 6, and if they have a creature there, they can reveal it. They can choose if they see multiple. And then if it has mana value 2 or less, they put it on the battlefield. And it has haste. Otherwise, it's just in their hand. So the problem with this card is that it is. Jeez, what I draw. Quite mana inefficient when you get something that costs more than 2. Right, double fuss. I think I'm gonna just use the fuss now. I'm gonna crack the clue because I loot here, so I get options for the looting here. Okay. And I have the out cold here, of course, so... Oh, I can use that. That's better. That's better. Wow. I could still use the fuss, but I think it's better to get the clue token here as a bonus. They can't block this now that I have sacrificed a clue. I guess this is like mana efficient, but then again, if I just get a land on the next turn, I can get the... Yeah, that's the idea. I can make 3 Thopters, and then I can make them with the other copy of this card. I can give them +1/+1 counters. This thing cannot block flyers. And this clue helps me attack with the courier so that it can't be blocked. Or it's possible I will just, out cold on the turn, but it really depends on what I draw. If I draw a land, I think I'll just... Okay, pick your poison. What? Opponent, they made me sack my clue. Which I got for free. Okay, let's loot now. Okay, I don't need this. I know I could double spell now if I... Oh, actually... I forgot that these bothers cost 6. Well, I guess the research goes. This is also tapping them, the creatures, but... Let's get the... I mean, they're already gonna go to 8 here, so this is just winning on the next turn. I get the nice surveil too here as well. Double galvanize? I can have a double galvanize. So, do I want to show them the out cold or that I have a second fuss bother, because both of them will win. the game. I think now that they saw one of these, I can show another one of them as well. And well, Galvanize is no such a big surprise, so I can discard a Galvanize. Okay, but let's remember they did mulligan to 5, but they also used like a pick a poison on a clue token. But they have the Gearbane Orangutan. It will be a good card against me. I'm not going to cut my Gear Drakes or the other stuff. It just is what it is. Do I want to have a bigger creature, an extra big creature in this matchup, or do I even want to play like a behind the mask, which can make their things, which could be quite large, into a 1/1? Well, I didn't see more than one very big thing, the Braggart. I have a couple of bounces for it. I can even deal 5 with Galvanize to it, so maybe it's not that important. And is there a bad card here? What would I be sideboarding away? If I'm going to play the Offender at large, I think it would be one of the furtive couriers that I'm going to, cut in that case. And I'm not quite sure if I'm willing to do that. I'm not. Okay, that's a nice one. They actually let me go first. That is something you rarely see. With double specialist, I'm gonna play this one face up. This will be face down. Ah, the nastiest. Well, at least I have the courier here. This is 2/1s are bad against the many 1/3s of the format. There are multiple 1/3s in the format, so it's not like a bad beat to face one. But it's still annoying because this is not going to deal much damage here. I guess it can trade with the face down card, or try to trade with it or something. Okay, well here I'm just gonna play the Technician, probably face up. I know this thing has reach. I don't mind if they block with the... Oh, I'm not going to discard any lands here. I think I still want to have the chance at the Mac more. So I'm gonna get rid of the other specialist now. And I know I could shock this thing, but if they wanna trade, be my guest. And then I can play my Technician, which is another 3/2. Okay, I'm happy to get rid of that, although with a shock it is killable. But I don't have to worry about it now. This is of course a very high impact card. Okay, that is also. So it does cost 7 mana to make it must be blocked. But so when this becomes blocked, untap each creature, including itself. After this phase, there's another combat phase. Well, I'm just gonna do the intruder on the mind here. I will be trying to double block this guy. If they have a trick, maybe I can still use the shock here to good effect. That would mean that I have to double block it with the specialist and the technician. I could even triple block it, of course. But I want to make them have multiple things. Oh, well, that's different now. I mean, they are definitely having something because the inspector is attacking. Okay, I'm gonna try this. This might be a little risky, because they can still save the Unsrag, and they could have a +3/+3 and trample. Then I will just die. So actually I can't really block this. I have to take the 8. But I will, you know... And I'm not gonna play the Intruder on the Mind now. I'll do this block and see whatever trick they have. Because if they have +3/+3 and trample on this, I'm just dead. I am just dead. Alright, so this is gonna get +2/+2, which means I can shock it. Before it gets hexproof, of course. Now, that prevents me from playing the Intruder on the Mind. But then I don't have to deal with the 3/5 annoying thing. Yeah, okay. I don't know what to do with the Unsrak, but... I have my own Mythic Rare here, so maybe it will... Oh, that is a good thing to do to that. I'm just still not convinced. Yeah, I'm just losing to a +3/+3 and trample here. Because whenever you block, this untaps also and they can attack again. If it becomes an 11/7 trampler, I'm losing to the second attack. Now I can just, of course, tap it down. I could play Macmo and try to just trade with it. Okay, I'm gonna do the Macmo and see if they're gonna attack. If they are, I think I have to take it, and then I will use the Crime Stopper Sprite, because it's horrible if they attack and have a pump spell on this and get another attack if I block. Okay, they had nothing. Good, very good. So now I'm in the game. And this can't actually be blocked by either of those guys. So I'm going to attack with the Macmo maybe. They block with the Braggart. I have to sack the token to finish it off. Then I sprite this thing. Yeah, because this is gonna get Menace and I'm gonna still take a lot of damage. I mean, I guess I can double block it or something, but... Well, that's it. That is a thing though, yeah. Okay, fine. Let's not attack with the Macmo. I wonder if I'm gonna have time for the Intruder on the Mind. 6 total. Well, that's a the 3, 2 plus 4 here. Okay. So now I can double block the Braggart. And I lose only one of my things unless they have something, but if they have something I can sack in response. Okay, that's going to kill them. Kill my thing there, but I'm going to shoot their face with it, unless I want to shoot the orangutan so that I trade the specialist on it. I don't think I want to do that. Well, now this is annoying. They can make this have menace, so there's not even a point to ping the Braggart, because I cannot block it either way. I will be pretty dead here. Because the fact this Braggart is having the menace, it's gonna be bad. I don't know what can I draw. Another Crime Stopper Sprite. That would be it. That is not it. So, problem is when I block this thing, then these other creatures will untap. So I'm gonna lose to this braggart here. I don't have a lethal attack here. I can deal 6. They can even trade with the specialist. I wonder if I'm supposed to do this right now. I think I am. But this is not gonna help me really. I'm gonna have a 4-1 split here. So either I will get a 4-4. No, that is actually wrong. They can give me the cards and I get just a 1-1. Oh, this has to be there. So either I get a 5-5 flyer. I kind of want to have this in my hand if I... How do I do it? I have only 2 mana left over here. Can I... I could have a 0-5 split here. I don't think it's going to be enough. Okay, I'm gonna have a 0-5 split here. I will get my 2-1 or I get a... Or I will get a... I mean, I will get a 5-5 or I will get all the cards and... Although maybe I was supposed to take a 1-4 split. Because now I can actually take all the cards and then not have a 1... that was a mistake. I was supposed to take 1-4 split so that the 2-1 is among the 4 cards. So if I get the 1-1 token, I get to play the 2-1. Or I get the 4-4 token with whatever card is remaining there. Because I needed to... Okay, yeah, that is now a mistake by me. Because now they will win. Now they will win. Yep. That's exactly in... No, I think it's... Yeah, this is gonna be enough for them. If they just realize they should attack with everything. Yep. It doesn't matter. When I block this, they get another combat, even if I trade with it. So if I had now a 1-1 flyer, I would be in the game. Because I would block Macmore here, and I would block this here, and then I would double block the braggart. And then of course, this braggart can attack again. But I would only go to 2. But now this happens. So, I made a mistake. Mistake with the split there. Okay, so I need to be able to kill this guy, but I have multiple ways to do that, because I can make the galvanizes deal 5, but I'm still going to play the behind the mask, because that is a pretty clean way to just turn it into a 1-1, if I have the evidence for that. Other than that, I need to just find a cut in here. Maybe it is one of the couriers. I still like the case quite a bit. Yeah, I'm gonna have the courier, one of them, go away, and that's the deck. And that's one of these good hands again. I have action on turn 2 even. Rope. I suppose that's not the worst against my deck, but it is 3 to equip. That is quite expensive. They can sack the rope for a card, that's why they have a priority, but do they also have something else? And the answer is yes, they do. This is fine though, I can attack for 1, and I can play my courier. Next turn I can... Well, I have options. But I can make the courier unblockable while the Gedrek is gonna get a counter. Okay, I lose my Gedrek. Yeah, the Orangutan is really good against my deck. I'm getting the card back, but it's still annoying for sure. Oh, they're gonna actually offer the trade. I mean, with the Orangutan, I'm not gonna block this, they would get a clue. because I do kind of want to... Well, let's see what they do. Let's see how I'm gonna loot here. That also is gonna be something. Okay. As much as I like the case here, I think it might be looted away. It is the kind of card that lets me win the very long game. The rope gives them reach blockers for my flyers, so it might actually be needed in here. I'm not going to discard the land, I'm playing the technician here. I let the trade happen. I'm not going to discard a fuss or bother. Okay. I don't have mana for this anytime soon, so let's go. Well, I'm getting another possibility for a loot here. I just hope they don't have the 8-4. That would be annoying. Okay, well that kind of can dig into that, but it's... yeah, now I have to be prepared for it. I need a... galvanize would be nice, but of course I can still try to win with this set of cards. Let's first do this. That gives me... this becomes unblockable, and then I have options for looting, and it's, I think, going to be the... well, what is it going to be actually? I'm also interested in just having the fuss here. I can trade with the orangutan. They will get a clue, but they will lose. Yeah. Let's try this. I'll let them trade with the bystander. And I can now discard this. I won't be getting the bother. I will use fuss here. Because the orangutan is blocking the 1-1. And this is... oh, actually that didn't happen. Well, that's interesting. Why is it like that then? I'm still doing it. I'm saving my guys and dealing extra 2 here. I have a couple of crime stoppers here. Intrude on the mind. Okay, they just do that immediately. It costs 7 mana to force the block, so they don't have that yet. But they have a tunnel tipster, so they could have it on the next turn, in fact. So I do have to lock this guy down. Or alternatively have no blockers, then I can't block it, but of course then I'll take a huge... okay, they crack that, alright. Exit specialist, well, talk about something pretty amazing here. That was such a... yeah, I can just... they are not gonna block with this thing, and if they are, I actually don't care. They can trade with the... they can trade with the Thopter here, and depends on how they do. Oh, that's... I like all of these, but the Macmo is maybe just the least important one. I mean, it's gonna be the Intrude on the Mind or the Macmo that I get rid of, and I think the Macmo is it. Yeah, they are taking like they're really risking if they don't block with the Ansrak. But how are they winning if they trade with the Ansrak? They will have not much left. That is totally fine for me. And now I can have my intrude on the mind. And yeah, that's fine. That's okay. I can bounce that. That has to block, but it really can't when it's tapped. Alright, let's not make a bad mix here. It's gonna be 3-2 here now. I'm gonna put land in each pile, and I like the out cold. So either I get... if I get the out cold... If they give me these cards, I mean, this is all just pretty... Behind the mask is just I can use the crime stopper here. I'm almost winning here. Okay, so there's gonna be a best version to all this. I guess I could even do this. I get a out cold. No, this is not how I do. If I get these, I get the 1-1. I mean, this needs to be the out cold needs to be in the pile that I I mean, can I get a 5-5 here? It's not exactly enough. That is sort of sad. Unless I draw a land. Okay, yes, this is it. If I get a... Now I'm getting a land regardless now, and then I'm getting either out cold or a 4-4. Isn't that correct? If they give me this, I get a 4-4. If they give me an out cold, I almost win. Maybe I was supposed to do... No, this is fine. Because if I'm guaranteed the land, I can play double crime stopper. So if I get the 4-4 and the courier... Yes. Now this is now double the crime stopper is all I needed here. I think I don't even need to collect evidence. Yeah, I did not make a mistake in this particular split of the intrude on the mind. But man, this card is so sweet. There are so many things to think. I'm happy I had 2 timeouts there to consider, and this wasn't really a dire situation. I think I would have won this game no matter how I make the split, but I still wanted to do the optimal one. Yeah. And I actually took a little break there, and during that break I was thinking what the split was really supposed to be. It was of course supposed to be a 3-2 split. That guarantees me the land, which was possible because there were 2 islands. Then I will have always 6 lands for the double tapping with the cards in my hand, the crime stopper sprites, and I will have at least 6 power of creatures, which I think was the amount of life they had. So 3-2 split with island in both piles. I think that was the split I was supposed to make. Okay, I can't really whine about my starting hands in these latest games at least. These are fine hands. And the fuss has actually been a pleasant surprise. This deck has some ways to make those extra tokens, you know, the gadget hybrid things, of course. So I can have a wider board here maybe than I thought, because I have a fairly low amount of creatures in the deck. Alright, I'm just gonna get into a land, unless I get very good thing like a Galvanize or whatever. But most of the non-lands I think I will mill here. Do they have the 1-mana uncommon trick? Can you target opponent's creatures with it? Alright, land is good. So next turn, it is probably going to be the case of the Crimson Pulse. And I will be discarding. It will be the Outcold now. The Outcold is often good, but not now. I'd rather replace it with 2 other cards and then work my way through solving the case, which won't happen anytime soon, but it will be there. This is gonna be a low impact turn anyway, so I better use my mana here. This is kind of a free cast. Okay. I need to shock maybe this guy just to cut them from mana. It's a Stone Drain effectively with 1 mana. And I can also play the Crime Stopper Sprite. I guess this is gonna be a disguised creature. Oh, it's not actually. Because it would be then a decision about which to shock. But now I can just go here and I'll use the shock before they untap. But let's see if there's something happening in the combat. Maybe they have like a Earthside's Alibi and then I really get them, but it would be extremely risky for them to play that card when I have this mana. So let's see now. I hope they don't have the Alibi now though. But if they do, they do. I'm still gonna shock this before they untap. If it's any other trick, I don't care. Okay, Fanatical Strength is fine. The Alibi would have been annoying. They still have a trick, or they just play with full control, but I think they might have the 1 mana trick that gives boost based on the number of creatures. Anyway, I might have a game where the Macmo is working together with the Fuzz and Bother. So, I mean, I'll just attack and see what happens. I think that trick also gives reach, but no, they have only 1 creature. So it's a +1/+1 if it's the one I'm thinking about. I would just want to play the Macmo for maximum mana efficiency, but if I need to use Fuzz here, then I will. Okay. This is actually quite weird that they haven't really cast anything. Are they cut from their 3rd color, or are they having the white rat effect? They had their own Bother, which isn't the best here. But it's still good, of course. But they can like trade with the automaton and use 2 things to trade with the sprite, but they are gonna go to fairly low life total. And I can now have the options between my Fuzz or my own Bother. But of course, in the meanwhile, I will just attack here. There's no point showing them that I have a 6th land. They are tapped out. There's nothing surprising going to happen here now, so let them do the blocks. I might just go for the Fuzz and the Researcher, and then I will be solving this. I will be solving this case, which is huge. So I think that's gonna be it. Is this lethal with 3? No, they're at 4. No, they're actually one damage away from lethal, because I could sack now 3, even 4 non-land permanents, but they would go to 1. Let's do this to solve my case. So I will be coming forward. At the beginning of my upkeep, I discard my hand and draw 2. So I will draw 3 new cards each turn versus 1. That is great. So they need to have a life gain, or they cannot let me untap with the Macmo, because I have a lethal. Or they must have kill on the Macmo. Okay, that's not gonna work. Well, what kind of life gain they might have there? That's not the best thing to have when I have to discard my hand, but I get to use the clue at least. Uh, but yeah, I mean, they have 2 mana here. Now I have just lethal by sacking 4 things, costing 4 mana, targeting them. What is a card that kind of has a rider to gain life in this format? Like, stuff like Tamiya's Safekeeping, gain 2 life in addition to the effect. I don't know if this format has those things that are castable with. I guess green and white are the best in that kind of stuff though, if there is such a thing. Instant speed. I can't actually remember. This might have been a 100% lethal. Of course I can just attack with these guys and I can tap the 3-3, attack with the remaining guys, and they have to make crazy jump blocks. I was just going to win here. But I'm just curious if I was just winning by sacking 4 things, targeting them. Maybe I was. Alright, green white and fanatical strength case fuss bother. They also have access to the fuss. Couple of tipsters, they can have some good starts. Does that affect my sideboarding? Behind the mask can be useful sometimes against green, but when they have a green white deck, maybe they don't have that big creatures. I'm going to have the same deck for now, and maybe change it for game 3 if it goes to that. Again, a great hand. The opponent mulligans. And they go to 5. Alright. I don't have really interaction here, but I mean, in case they have like a bomb rare, because that's of course something they kind of maybe need when going to 5. So if they have a bomb rare, I might still be in trouble. Okay, there's something. I have a kind of a bomb here. I will surveil into land here, and that is. No, I have mana for. I need to use my mana for these things, so I'm gonna surveil. Because this of course can help me find a land, but it's better to do the surveil. I can bounce this tipster, that is at least a thing I can do. I will also raise here, given that my hand is actually pretty good at raising. I'm gonna do this now, and I'll see when I'm gonna do the tipster bounce. If they continue missing land drops, I'm definitely bouncing it. Okay, well, what does that mean? Okay, they did miss. Oh, that was the perfect for them. Now that is great for them, because that actually brings them to the game. Their mulligan to 5 is now mulligan to 6, because they just got a 3-3 that gave them a land. Okay, game is totally different right now. And I don't know if I'm supposed to bounce the sentry or the tipster, but I don't think I'm bouncing anything right now because I'm just playing the technician here. But I have no attack because this is such a good card. Their deck is pretty good, based on what I've seen. This was a pretty darn good mulligan to 5 hand they had. If I had just like one shock or something to deal with the tipster, it would be pretty different. Alright, so they are going to... They're not attacking because they will be solving that case, so they are gonna have... I think I might go for the out cold here. Or maybe not. Okay, they are attacking, so they won't be solving... Ah, they are. They are gonna have a kill spell, right? I mean, they're gonna have +3/+3 and trample too. Their hand is insane. They would not make this attack if I could prevent them from solving the case by blocking. So I'm assuming the +3/+3 is there. So if I put 7 power there, then of course I will get it. But is it worth it? I will have to put my face down card. And that can bounce the sentry, which will reduce its size quite significantly actually. If I could triple block it without this guy going in the way and dealing 7 at the same time, I would be going for it. Now it can be something else too, but I think I need to deal 7 if I want to block it. It is such a shame, because the bounce is actually quite useful now. And they mulligan to 5 and I'm now dead here. I mean, not dead, but I'm really in a bad shape here. Okay, I'm gonna go there with... not with this, but I'm gonna do this, whatever. I mean, I don't want them to solve it immediately. But this is just horrible. They can kill these for free without using any tricks. All I'm winning that I'm winning a turn of them not solving this yet. I really wanted to have the bounce, but I'm not sure if that was the correct one. But I'm thinking that with the Crime Stopper Sprite and the Intrude on the Mind, I might actually still be able to, win here, because I can hope that they don't have more creatures. They have. I'm sure they have a pump spell in their hand. But what the other 2 cards are, if they are not creatures, I can make a decent effort here to raise thanks to the Outcold being here and the Sprite. Well, it was 2 creatures in 1 card. Okay. And that is now going to solve their case, which is a shame. Alright. How to split? It's gonna be a 3-2 most likely. And I can use the Sprite. Oh, what? Alright. So either I will get... I mean, is this a 5-1? Because I guess I might need a 1 land or so. I'm gonna have like so if I can take 1 island and a 4/4, or these cards and a 3/3, because I don't think I need necessarily lands more than that. Although I have the looter there, I can sprite this away. Okay, I need to do the decision. I guess I'll take this. I will get a 2/2 or a 3/3. Yeah. How did I make the splits? Did I mess it? Did I make it so that I'm... No, I made it correct. I get the bigger token if I don't get the galvanized. That's what I wanted. And that's why I was thinking about the 1/4 split there too, but yeah, I can play the courier and the sprite now. Attack for these 4 damage in the area. There's no point attacking with the automaton. They can block with the 1/1. Okay, another sprite is going to be good. But here, collect evidence. I have a lot of that to collect. How to use it? 2 + 4 is 6, yep. So I have these flyers now. Alright, courier allows me to... Yeah, I'm gonna play this now. I'm gonna wait with this other sprite because I will lock down any other reach or flyer creatures they might have instead. I can even go with the sprite, and if I play the land, the out cold. So am I supposed to actually just block with the courier right now? I'm still playing around +3/+3 and trample, but I don't have to play it around if I attack with the courier here. I was sorry, if I block with the courier, I can make them use it now. I can make them use it now. This is fine. The other option is to not block at all and have an attacker of courier, because I do like the idea of looting here. Do like the idea of looting. Okay, no blocks. I'm going to be the aggressor thanks to having all this stuff in here. Okay, that's easy now. I will use the sprite here to lock down the tipster. So now if they want to use a pump spell, they have to use it right now. Okay, it was a panther in there. Okay, I'm still assuming they have a pump spell there in their hand. But the out cold will be huge in here. So now I'm just attacking with everything. And I shouldn't be dying. Now this is 3, 6, 11. So if I lock these things down, I'm not going to win yet. So I'm going to leave the out cold for their turn. To tap down the sentry and most likely the face down card. Okay, so they're gonna go all in with this plan now, which I think is their only chance, so that does of course make sense. So 2 cards in hand, and I'm sure the other one is going to be a +3/+3 and trample. Okay, they get 2 life there. So now that I know they have only 1 card in their hand, and I'm at 14, they can attack for 4 + 5 is 9, +3 is 12. I think I am going to... The courier will be unblockable also, because I get the clue and I will sack it and this will not be blocked. So I can either play safely and just tap down the sentry and black the 3/3 maybe. Or I can just tap down both reach guys, so I'm totally having a win, but I think I'm still winning. I'm just trying to figure out the scenarios where it's actually going to matter. This is unknown card, but I don't think it can be anything too amazing. They don't have double white for the, the blue-white disguise creature, that 3/2 flyer that can tap my thing or run up theirs. So that's not out of the question. It can be just something. I'm gonna do pre-combat tappings anyway, so this is always gonna be tapped. And I have one timeout, and then it's going to be this, this, or this. Which one is the answer? I have to make a decision. I mean, there's only 6. I think it is. Can they gain life? No, they cannot. I'm going to do it like this. I'm not dying to this. They can't do 8 extra damage with the mana they have available. It's just not possible. Oh, I was supposed to view the battlefield, but yeah, I guess you can rewind the video. But they had 6 power worth of attackers. I was at 14. They had 3 mana and 1 card in hand, 1 disguise creature. There's just no way. Unless it's the +1... You know, the 1 mana trick that gives pump based on the number of creatures, but I don't... Maybe they didn't have... I mean, they didn't have 8 creatures now, did they? No. Okay, that was a pretty interesting conclusion. Okay, my deck also worked very well. I didn't have really mana issues. My starting hands were great. Opponents mulliganed, which of course helps me. I didn't do the thing with the gear drake. The one opponent against which I drew it just killed it with the orangutan. Magmo, well, it kind of was relevant, kind of wasn't necessary, but I think it's a decent card, especially when you have these extra tokens. And it doesn't have to be a creature, it sacks any non-land permanent. So, clues included. Well, the deck was good. I didn't even have like well, I did have. I was about to say I didn't have a Bomber, but this is a really good 5 mana card. So, and I won some games with it too. But other than that, I had a pretty decent game plan with the flyers and the tapping of stuff with the outcode and the sprites and some bounces, which I didn't really utilize that much, but I could have done that. Alright. Trophied with a deck, which I think deserved it. So I'm happy for that. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching and bye bye.